But you are correct that they are both playmakers, but I do think that Athena is a bit more the forward guy. He's a bit more of the Twisted Fate player.
Well, we'll see
I still love you.
what he's going to get as we move in here. It does show exactly what Athena's brought himself into as the splits progress, because as we started, it was Bamey that was really doing a lot of the mental stuff, but you can see the bans have already come through as Talia, Karma, and Na have been banned away from Aime. Get rid of two of those picks that really made that composition strong, and it is going to be Vladimir, Gangplank, and Shen taken away by WE.
See if it's going to be a priority pick on the Rek'Sai. I would already love this adaptation from Aime. Again, I am not a fan of Hecarim on 6.15. I don't think he jungles effectively enough, fast enough, or offers as much early pressure on his lanes as is needed.
Well, we'll see whether Condi is going to go towards it. Of course, both of these junglers having played Hecarim 7 times prior to this series, now 8 times for a Voidless.
I feel like Condi's actually going to stay towards the Elise route or possibly a Gragas route, especially in tandem with Sivir. You are correct that Athena is a big, low mobility mage player, so Gragas would certainly be very punishing there. But I feel like we're going to see an Elise, because that's just kind of been Condi's hot streak right now, is really finding a Voidless and executing him, and no one can do that better than her.
Yeah, of course, the little scuttling spider generally can catch you out, but WE already locking down some power picks here as the Sivir goes over to Mystic, and that is going to be the Lissandra picked up for Xie. So already a lot of lockdown and a lot of late game damage.
Yeah, big surprise that Lissandra did manage to make it through the draft phase. We've kind of touched on why she's really powerful in the meta. To quickly go back over that, she excels in a double teleport meta. She has great wave control as well as mobility when that TP is down. She is incredibly flexible and cost-efficient itemization. And she's also a great answer to Syndra in general. And Syndra's seen quite a hot streak back in the LPL.
Yeah, most certainly has. And WE, one of the few teams here in the LPL that do like to flex her towards the top side of the map. 957 has certainly tried his hand at the champ. It's now Amazing J looking to try and sit back on a comfortable pick. If the Echo is locked in, of course, this man has played a heck of a lot of it. 14 times so far this split of the LPL, and that's 5 times more than his second most played champion in the Shen.
And honestly, if you're going to ban any champion away from Amazing J, I would say it would be that Echo. He is a far better performer on it than almost anything else. I do understand the idea of banning away the Shen. I think Shen in general is just in a bit of a better position than Echo in terms of what he'll offer a team. But Amazing J, again, he's more of a carry-oriented top laner, and when you give him those big bruisers, like the Trundle, like the Echo, he'll just run over you.
Well, we'll see what 957 is going to do in order to adapt to what Aime are bringing forward, because at the moment, WE's composition is looking very similar to something that Snake made look extraordinarily scary in game number 2 versus Vici.
Very stock standard. And the one thing that Gragas will have over Elise is that he's going to help complement a lot of wave clear and wave control, which Team WE already have in abundance, but having those casks, whereas Elise does not have that same clear, is kind of something that puts Gragas in a bit of better standing on 6.15.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that that gank combination of Gragas and Lissandra is disgusting. Explosive cask into Frozen Tomb. You don't have enough cleansers for that, I don't think. As Jin Zhao, his Jin actually got all the way through. Might be able to pick that one up for himself here and create some lane pressure for Aime on the bottom side.
But that does mean that Aime will be missing a ton of wave clear. They'd have to pick up something like a Victor for them in the mid lane, especially with that Karma band. So I feel like this is really dependent on what Athena actually picks.
Ah yes, mid Taric.
I don't think that's it.
Oh, well, I was very confused.
That makes more
Twisted Fate certainly does make more sense.
But it's still not as clean or heavy wave clear as someone like a Victor.
Oh, Amazing Jay. You look funny in the phone. Sorry, I was just in the middle of the screen. Very, very distracting. But Twisted Fate, 7 seconds to go. They do decide not to, and it is going to be the Malzahar. But once again, lots of wave clear.
Much better. This is exactly what they needed for this composition. Otherwise, Aime would find themselves in a whole heap of trouble. That said, it's still an issue that if Malzahar does go down, which, guess what? Gragas is great at catching that guy out because he has low mobility. 6.15 saw changes to his ultimate as well. So you have much bigger windows to play around locking him down with CC because he doesn't have that pseudo Banshee Veil. So Team WE still have far more opportunity to punish IMA, and I feel like game after game, WE are out-drafting IMA.
Yeah, and I also do like Lissandra into the Malzahar as well, because he throws down the Nether Grasp. You have to kill the Lissandra in that, otherwise she ults herself, and if she has any help at all, you're probably just going to go down.
And we didn't touch on the last pick for 957, but having that Aurelia, I like the fact that he's stepping up and going toe-to-toe with Amazing J's Echo. Aurelia, Echo, skill-based matchup. Aurelia will really outscale anyone, but it's just a matter of can Echo get that advantage, snowball over her, and punish her while he can.
And who can get to the Trinity Force first is going to be the question here. 957, of course, his third most played champion so far in the LPL for this split. His Na creeping up a heck of a lot into his second most played over only the last few weeks. So has been predominantly on that champion, but his Aurelia, for a brief stint, looked brilliant. And we'll see whether it does here in game number 2 as IMA look to fight back against WE. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the rift for game number 2 between IMA and WE. Or is it game 2.5? Not entirely sure. Of course, game number 1, remade. Same picks, same draft. And WE were able to roll over the top in approximately 40 minutes. Now, very different drafts, different scenario. We'll see who's going to be able to come out on top this time.
Well, if the Keystone Masteries tell us anything, it's that Mystic is buckled in for the long haul of just sitting back and looking for that big 3-item power spike. Typically when Sivir takes the Warlord's Bloodlust, it's to help bridge her build path because she doesn't look for lifesteal within the first 3 items, so it helps compensate for that and keep her topped up in that lane.
You can see both Athena and Jinjiao going towards that Deathfire touch as well, so a lot of late game damage potential.
Oh, yay.
As I believe Amazing J actually decided to head towards Grasp of the Undying on his Echo, as opposed to the
Thunderlords?
the Furor.
Oh, yeah.
The Furor battle. I think that's the one they normally take. I like Thunderlords personally.
They're really bouncing between 3, but you are
yeah,
correct.
that is very, very true.
I was like full Amazing J burst damage. No, I'm wrong. Don't listen to me.
But it's then the full Amazing J, I just want to be a tank. This guy like drifts between like both extremes, never goes pseudo anything. It's like, if you guys want a tank, I'm going to be a tank, and that is actually it. Whereas if he wants to go damage, then he's, you know, just going full Zatai, like Trinity Force, Ghostblade, Poppy, that sort of thing.
But he'll always do the same thing, and that's going to be split push again. That's
Yes,
the
it
identity
is.
of Amazing J. It doesn't matter what champion you give him, he will split push, he'll draw pressure. He was a big Olaf player back when he was on EDG, so look for that, especially now that he has so much mobility on that Echo.
Yeah, and like we do have to talk about this game because in game number 1, we had sort of this clear identity of IMA wanting to try and weather the storm of the early game, get to that late game, win the 5v5s. We saw they were getting better at it, but a 12,000 gold lead is a 12,000 gold lead, very, very difficult to come back from. This time around, do they have a composition that scales better? Will they feel better? And do they have the win conditions moving forward?
Absolutely. So Team WE sitting on Aurelia, Gragas, Lissandra, Sivir, and Alistar. That's the stock standard WE composition. They have great threats late game, especially when Mystic has his Sivir. So again, Mystic, the Ashe last game, he's not known as an Ashe player. It's Ezreal at Sivir. Whenever he's on the Sivir, he's a joy to watch. I put him right up there with the likes of Uzi and Deft. And I actually think we're going to have a much slower pace game from Team WE because there's no pressure to play an early game right now.
Yeah.
They can actually just sit back. They want Aurelia to find that 150 CS mark so she can itemize into the Trinity Force. They want Mystic to look towards that 3-item power spike. And they have all of the options and wave clear, more importantly, in the world to delay anything and get them to those points. They do have a mid-game power spike in the Lissandra, So they have some options if they want to get, a little bit frisky in that mid lane. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I think this is a 35-minute sit back, see a late game IMA, we're better.
Yeah, and actually, talking about, where their power spikes lie, I really love how they can potentially bridge themselves at the same time. They've got the Trinity Force power spike from 957, who can have that 1v1 potential in the split push at that stage, and the fact that Xie and Condi are a pretty good gank partnership against a relatively low movement Malzahar.
Yep, and it also then does offer the power to siege. That's the other thing that Team W's composition is very good at. It's if they do get a lead in the early game, they can absolutely punish IMA almost anywhere on the map. The only wave clear that they have available is that Malzahar, and like you said, he is very susceptible to ganks. If he goes down, all of their structures go down with him.
Yeah, and I like the way that you say siege, when really it's probably we're going to kill you underneath your turret and not care.
The Alistair dive threat, the threat of the Glacial Claw, the threat of the cask, Aurelia can just blow past everyone.
Terrifying, but at the moment, WA actually feeling the burn on the bottom side of the map. Jin Zhao really utilizing what is one of his power picks in this gen. He throws down a cheeky little grenade onto the bottom lane of WE.
I'm really happy that Jin Zhao is getting more opportunities to pick up hyper carries and prove that he can be the big carry threat on this team. I'd like to see him go more towards that Twitch, but hold on, Amazing J, speaking of frisky.
Yeah, looking to try and lock down Condi, who flashes. Won't have the body slam for quite some time as 957's trying to get over here. The flash is there for Amazing J. Gets himself out of the way, though.
And remember, this is the adaptation because in the very first game, Condi was able to 3-buff IMA by contesting and stealing away that blue. So great adaptation for heads up, keep it warded, and make sure that Condi doesn't get away with the same play.
Well, now it's going to be a Voidless actually 3-buffing Condi, so oh how the tables have turned. As Condi is going to go back to base now as well, so he has farmed out quite a lot, but he's going to be missing that blue, which is really important actually for Gragas getting around the map.
I mean, revenge is a dish best served cold. And that is just a cold, calculated blue steal.
Certainly is.
You know a Voidless is feeling pleased with himself.
And right now continues to have vision around this area. He's just going to keep taking jungle camps where he can. The Wolves aren't going to last long.
And he has the authority to do so because Athena and his bottom lane have complete control of their lanes. So if it does come to a contention, he knows that Malzahar, Jin, and Braum will be there first.
Yeah. She actually getting silenced here at the same time. So a Voidless utilizing this power. Condi not able to get that pink ward exactly in the right position. The ward for a Voidless was over the other side. Rift Scuttler going to go 13 to 10 as Voidless takes well and truly the lead here in this match.
That said, Team WE, again, in WE fashion, probably more than happy to just sit back. Yeah, it kind of sucks for Condi. He's fallen a bit far behind. Voidless doing a great job setting a higher tempo pace in terms of the jungle 1v1s. But there's no pressure or onus on either team to compete for an early game because both have great threats late game.
I want to talk as well about this top side of the map. As you can see, 957 actually was able to send Amazing J back. Good head up hold there by Zero on the bottom side, though. So they don't get too much follow-up. Mystic, of course, probably wanting just to get as much time to farm as Voidless now looking for 957. Will tunnel his way in as 957 flashes, but still gets knocked up. Equilibrium strikes there, but he flashes on top of him, and First Blood goes to the wreck side.
And really, this is the most important lane to make things happen early, because either Echo or Aurelia can get the snowball one way or the other. And 957 certainly showed up last game, proving himself to be that MVP. So I like the pivot adaptation from IMA. Put this guy down while he's vulnerable.
Well, speaking of putting people down, Zero has to get healed by his AD carry. Moves out of the way. The exhaust goes down onto Mystic as Jin Zhao quite low. They're still able to win that fight. Concussive blows doesn't go off. That was so close, though, for Zero.
Yeah, and the massive creep wave that they were fighting in of Team WE does deter Jin and Braum from following up further on that, but burning some key summoners. However, Zero still has his flash as well as his exhaust available, so trading 1 for 2 in the end in favor of WE.
Yeah. And actually, the Triumphant Roar helping get them back up. 47 out of 40 in favor of Mystic. And honestly, looks a lot worse than it actually is for WE on the bottom side of the map.
Yeah. Just slow and steady, building that bunker, hunkering down, getting inside the little turtle shell.
You're so confident. You're so confident. But it's just happening.
They're one of the few LPL teams where you can 100% predict what they're going to do.
I just want to bring some mystery into here for Oscar, and it's just flat out not working. He's letting us know exactly what's going to happen. As Mystic throws around some ricochets. Condi looking to try and see what they can do underneath this turret. Finds the ward. Does mean that Aimee in some trouble against the massive creep wave. Good boomerang there from Mystic.
It would be
Sneaks
really dangerous to dive here. They're just going to threaten because they have Condi and kind of, you know, that if they step forward and that if Jin Zhao and Road don't back off, that Rek'Sai is there. So just kind of reading, forcing, drawing attention.
Well, Road is actually going to get bopped here as Condi gets a lot of damage down. No headbutt Pulvers, the stand behind me comes in. A Voidless down here as well. As Frostgreen is miming something strange. She's confused.
Road, why are you there? That could have turned south so quickly. That you have a double teleport. CA can be bottom, and Malzahar cannot. Again, Baimi versus Baimi, Athena, it doesn't matter. They both run Ghost Flash on their summoner spells.
On anyone. That's not true.
It makes sense on Malzahar and Vladimir. I'm not criticizing that. I'm criticizing the fact that Road is so low health, Jin Zhao is low health, so if it comes to a straight 3v3, they already lose, and he chooses to face check, possibly.
Does Ghost really make sense this game?
Yeah.
Against Frozen Tomb?
Well, typically you would want the cleanse, but Malzahar is incredibly dependent on it. And the thing is Malzahar should really never be in range to get locked up by the Frozen Tomb anyway. The big thing why Malzahar was so dominant in his lane phase is because, like Swain, he's one of the few champions where he can damage you, just punch you straight in the teeth, and not be anywhere near you. It's really cool, very fun to play against.
She says sarcastically, of course, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's awful.
But I would like to see the itemization into the CDR boots. I say this all the time. I think that Malzahar is actually very reliant on the Ionian boots just because it does offer that 10% cooldown reduction to the summoner spells. And Malzahar is very reliant on his Ghost because it's about keeping... He's like the Marth of the LPL.
Yep.
Or the Marth of League of Legends. He has to keep you just at the sword's edge.
Tip of the sword where it's most strong. Who would
Spacing.
be the Roy?
That would be Gnar.
All right, got it. Yeah, that's one's good. As Xie looking to try and stop the shield of Athena. Doesn't get it.
See, if you think about it, it still makes sense because Gnar doesn't have as long of range as Marth, has a bit more punch to him, but still it's about kiting with the boomerang.
I like it. No. I got it. I got it. It was good. It was very good.
A lot of pings going down.
Well, Mystic going to throw down the ultimate. Good pulverize there from Zero to try and get himself out of there. Flashes, curtain calls here, but doesn't find anyone, and now WE thinking about opting in for some sort of re-engage. Good double stun there from Amazing J as Road flashes forward. Zero, triumphant Raw keeping him alive, but the ultimate comes out from Amazing J, saves him from the turret. And Aimee looking for this blue buff. Can WE do anything as 957 has teleport? Condi finds himself Road and has to flash himself out of the way. WE looking a little out of sorts.
Great proactive play from Aimee, and the reason why it's so successful is the TP discrepancy between Echo and Aurelia. So instead of playing on the top side of the map, it's just about to come up.
Oh my goodness, I thought it was up.
They move to the bottom side knowing that 957 can't be available, but effectively they're trading that kill and the blue buff for some extra experience and a free wave on 957. So catching back up to Amazing J in terms of CS, in fact now building himself a nice little pad. But he's still competing with the kill that Echo managed to pick up on Alistar.
Yeah. Not to mention the extra Dark Seal stacks coming in. Amazing J locking that one up. Building. There's going to be a stinger done here for 957, so a couple of portions of the Trinity Force completed already. As he heads back towards the top side, Amazing J pushing this one back up.
But now the reverse can happen. There's now this window where WE, they know that Echo's TP isn't back up. They know that Malzahar's not running one. They're now just competing against the Void Rush from Rek'Sai, and they can make a play bottom, top, wherever they want.
And irrespective of the fact that, you know, WE lost a few members, it was definitely a good trade for Aimee. Mystic is still super far ahead. He's 20 CS up. Walking out from base, that wave is going to crash as well, and he will be able to continue that lead. 957 wants to find Amazing J, gets the slow. This damage is huge.
And I actually
turn around.
Feel like Team WE are still in a situation where Mystic, like you said, he's farming very well. 957 wants to get closer to that Trinity Force, that even though they have the opportunity that they can outplay Aimee on the map because of that double TP, they're really only going to use it reactively. I feel like Team WE know that having the double TP dissuades Aimee from looking towards the dragon, especially because it's a mountain dragon, would take a long time to burn. And this is only going to be used in response for Aimee getting desperate on the map.
Well, Aimee actually having to run away from WE. Pulverized didn't land, but there's the frozen tomb onto Jin Zhao. He's going to go down as Mystic picks up the kill. This dive continues as Zero just pops the ult. Happy to tank the turret.
And though I say that the caster curse kicks in and Mystic's like, you know what? I'm done laning. Let's just kill him.
Yeah. And he flat out did that, despite the fact that the headbutt Pulverized completely whiffed from Zero. 957 still dealing with Amazing J, as he actually has the life lead. But the Aurelia probably very happy, still farming things out. Oh my goodness. In goes Amazing J and a Voidless. Parallel Convergence comes in. 957 doesn't have the ultimate, remember, as Amazing J just tanks the turret and they easily pick up another kill.
And CA doesn't have the teleport for any sort of counter engage, so I thought W would use it reflexively. Instead, they leave themselves exposed topside, although...
Amazing J flashes out of the way. Oh my goodness, Condi trying to kite this one out as a Voidless. Tunnels his way the wrong direction.
No, he
that
wants
was
the kill.
Interesting. Yeah, he's going to get it at the same time as he tanks the turret forever.
Great tower aggro juggle from Aimee right there, and a great counterplay. Still keeping themselves in this early game and grabbing a 2k gold advantage for themselves.
Yeah, exactly right. 2.4. As no towers have gone down yet, at least Condi was able to save that. It's now Mystic using his power here towards the bottom side as Jin Zhao gets headbutt pulved and Mystic easily takes that kill down. Road in trouble, puts up the door for himself, so it's only one kill, but my goodness, Mystic. What a beast.
The difference in confidence and performance on Mystic when he's on Ezreal or Sivir is night and day. This guy is a monster.
Are you kidding? Do you see his Ashe? His Ashe was awesome. This guy's just playing well. Phew. Very scary, but he does have a lot more work to do this game as 957's getting bullied across the other side of the map.
Someone needs to pick up and carry that mantle.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for WE, they do have Zero on an Alistar, so it's not so dependent on 957 to be that big front zoning member of the team fight to empower Mystic. Zero can instead pick up that mantle from him.
Yep. And 957 does still have that CS lead. It is now a Sheen completed for Amazing J, though, so a lot more burst damage.
It doesn't mean anything in terms of gold value between these two top laners, though, simply because you have the assist gold as well as the kill gold on Amazing J. Although fighting in a creep wave, not the best idea if Aurelia has ultimate. She's able to lifesteal back a lot of health if these continued trades extend.
Actually holding on to those Transcendent Blades as well as a Voidless. Looking for a possible pick that isn't going to be able to get Xie. Of course, difficult champion to lock down with that Frozen Tomb, able to keep her alive for so long.
They're contesting another blue buff. Again, they have the perfect timer on this, so Aimee trying to move in, lay down their vision.
Well, stand behind me does get rode over to the side as Xie looking to come over, but doesn't get in there. Mystic and Zero to help out Condi. They want to be able to grab their own blue. And Lissandra is going to come over and get it. A Voidless just poking his head all the way in. Doesn't have the vision. The rest of Aimee coming over. You can see Athena up to the top side as 957 doesn't teleport just yet. It is coming in now as Curtain Call comes in. Good knock-up as the Nether Grasp onto Xie is going to lock down the Lissandra. Couldn't even ult as Condi doesn't find the body slam. Zero gets the Pulverizer. Voidless taking a lot of damage. Mystic in good position as 957 wants a reset on the Blade Surge, but isn't going to find it just yet. There it is as the Voidless goes down. Shutdown comes in as well as they trade 1-for-1. But Aimee still looked good.
But that's a completely different turnout if Mystic had any mana. So
yeah.
The big issue is that Mystic had nothing really to work with. He's frankly so far ahead of Jin Zhao right now, although he hasn't really bought and fully capitalized on that advantage. Still about an item ingredient ahead. So kind of a risky call from Aimee, in all honesty.
Well, Jin Zhao will be able to head back down here. Almost has his Ghost Blade completed, but that's Essence Reaver done for Mystic. So item lead there. Amazing J looking to try and grab his first structure bonus, but 957 gets up there at exactly the right time. Dashes his way over and will even be able to tank this wave to avoid the turret taking any more.
This is getting scary, though. It's putting a bit of onus on WE. You know, we have to make something happen across map, preferably bot lane, because we're naturally winning there. Or he's going to end up with this free first goal. It's why they're pulling a Voidless to that top side. Just brute force and break it down.
Well, the Voidless not going to be spotted by the pink ward just yet. Tremor Sense set up in the area, knows that Condi isn't anywhere to be seen. 957 still looking for the trades onto Amazing J. Despite not quite having the Trinity Force, that Sheen proc so important for getting that surprising burst damage on Aurelia.
CA did get information about where a Voidless is. They heard Rek'Sai reset her position through the Void Scream, so Mystic and Zero know that there's no way a Voidless can be on the bottom side of the map. They are being very aggressive, and they're very far ahead of Road and Jin Zhao.
Probably know that this blue buff does need to be taken at the moment as well. And does go down very quickly. Voidlings help out. Athena's going to be able to pick that one up for himself. Heads back to the mid lane, but good vision from WE spots them out. Pink Ward going to be wandered over here. There's Amazing J at about half health. 957 walks out of the way of the stun, gets himself the Equilibrium Strike. Good knock-up, it flashes out of the way. And there's the Nether Grasp with Shea. He's going down very, very low. Tower is going to fall in favor of IMA. First one of the game, netting them a bunch of extra gold. But in goes Condi, wants to find Road or Jin Zhao. Gets the body slam onto Road, knocks him into the wall. He's a ragdoll right now as Zero's going to join in. Mystic, that spell shield timing was exceptional, and they'll take down a turret of their own.
So this was a race to see who was going to burn that first blood on the tower. IMA do end up winning it, but a good counterplay from Team WE evens it out because they're also able to get the kill on top.
Well, in goes Aime. They're looking to take down this outer in the mid lane as well. WE are rotating around as Zero. He's going to get in behind them. Not going to deter them just yet, and it is going to be Aime locking down that tower in the mid. So 2,000 gold, still the lead for Aime, but WE, like you said, just comfortable scaling. There was a time where if they were behind by 2k gold at this stage, it was probably better.
Big thing to pay attention to is what happens with these top waves. So typically, WE want to be in a position where they can deep freeze it. Unfortunately for 957, he's not given that opportunity. The wave is actually pushing back. But you can believe that if he does get a bounce, they're going to try to hold it.
This is really strange as well, as WE move over to the Dragon. They are going to be able to lock it down for themselves. 957 has no problem just pushing that wave out up top. Mountain Drake goes over for free.
That's just a rotation error from IMA, thinking that 957 would overextend and they'd be able to pick up another free kill and give away the objective.
Well, outer turret in the mid lane also took a little bit of chip damage, an 8 of creep wave. Shea behind about 20 CS. Athena dominating this lane at the moment. But that is 30% CDR. Shea is still just going to be able to do what he needs to do on Lissandra.
And I believe 957 did get the freezers, perhaps setting it up. I don't know, I can't look at him, so he could just be blade searching through all of those creeps.
Yeah.
Looks like he is. So he's just going to continue to push it back. And it's because they're pulling Mystic and Zero top lane, so it's not about creating the freeze. They don't want to open themselves up to lose any more structures by having Aurelia not being a participating member of the team while she farms up. Instead, they're going to try to match structure for structure and immediately pull Sivir to keep pushing.
Well, Zero also looking for a flanking play here at the same time. Amazing J has to flash to get himself out as Shea was flanking over the side. Good respect from Amazing J, but does spell the demise this outer turret on the top side. They do get the Rift Herald buff, which is important, but is it worth losing all these structures?
Yeah, and it's a great trade again for IMA because bot lane, they're just going to match them.
No worries. Of course, Jin Zhao on the Jin struggles to kill these structures a little bit, and teleport's going to come down. 957 will be here, cleans up the wave, continues to get himself further ahead, and has the Trinity Force now, ready to start building tanky, become Aurelia.
Much healthier position, which means that WE will want to fight for that Infernal when it respawns.
Road. Pulverize comes in. They just layer the CC. 957 picks up an assist with a Transcendent Blade.
Why is Road there?
I don't know. That was off the beaten track, that one, I think.
He's going in because he wants to place Deep Vision, but he consistently does this without a Voidless.
Yeah.
And so Road kind of has two modes. He either ends a game where he's like 0-0-20, or he's 0-23.
Oh, dear. Well, at the moment, he's still got a long way to go to get to 20. 18 deaths.
Don't tempt him.
Keep watching, guys. 1,000 gold, still the lead for Aime, so they are in control. Or are they? As look at that Sivir. Mystic is ahead by 40 CS. Has his 2-item spike now in the Phantom Dancer and the Essence Reaver. Just needs the Infinity Edge and he'll be a beast. 957's gone back, grabs himself the Merc Treads as well as his Spectre's Cowl, building tankier and tankier. As I'm not sure what that cloth armor is going to be just yet, whether he decides to go for a Randuin's Omen or straight into something like a GA. The old school Wicked build, if you let me go back in time just a little bit. Trinity Force Guardian Angel.
Hold on, though. A play is being created in the bottom side. Zero will walk into Road in the middle of the river. Decides to disengage.
Ah, this is what it's about. It's Road now looking like he's being caught out, but he has the rest of his team there. It's all a mind game.
Ah, the bait and switch.
Yeah.
No, it's really about the pressure for WE to break the mid lane. They were using their double teleport to play 2 pressure points between mid and bottom. That's why CA is down there, but I think they're going to have to consolidate their resources. The longer that they can stall this out, farm, and get Mystic to that 3-item power spike, they will. So now it's a question, are they going to be pressured to pull the trigger on breaking mid before the Infinity Edge or after? Because right now, again, sit back, keep pushing these waves into me, Malzahar. This is fine. I don't have anything to fight for.
That's just more CS.
Exactly. You can't do Baron fast enough to threaten me. I'm waiting for that Infernal Drake, and guess what? I'm bringing an Infinity Edge to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jin Zhao, he wants to be able to bring that Duskblade of Drakthar with him. Might be up to it now as he heads back to base. Xie pushing down, does have the teleport. It's 1-3-1, or, you know, 1-half-1 going on at the moment. Amazing J coming down, clears out the wave. Xie pushed forward, and Jin Zhao finishes the serrated Dirk and gets another longsword.
So we had a race earlier for the First Blood Tower Gold. Aimee did win that one. We have another race happening between Mystic's back and that Dragon Timer in the corner. Now, the possible counterplay that I may have available is burning the Baron. If WE tunnel too hard on the Infernal Drake and Mystic's farm, you still have great Baron control and burn by the fact that they have the Malzahar in the mid lane. But that will be completely dispelled now that Condi has removed the pink ward, so good heads up from Team WE.
Yeah, WE understanding exactly what this composition's capable of on the side of Aimee. And Mystic just happy, just so happy with the fact that there's even more farm in the mid lane than there should be.
This is wonderful.
I know. And 40% CDR now completed for Xie as that Abyssal Scepter comes in, as well as another Fiendish Codex. Of course, heading towards his Zhonya's Hourglass. The build for Lissandra feeling brilliant. Zero caught out here by Amazing J. Deadly Flourish actually gets the stun. Zero may need to ult. Headbutts over to the Wolf Camp as he throws down the ultimate now. It might be a little bit late as he flashes over. The ultimate doesn't land. Heal comes out of Mystic, and Condi's blocking for the curtain call. Jin Zhao picks it. Not entirely sure how, but is able to lock down the cow.
And that's pretty disastrous for WE because they've been planning for the last 3 minutes on the Infinity Edge power spike into this Infernal Drake. This delays them getting to the Dragon on time, as well as dealing with Zero's cooldown. Oh, Mystic missed out on the wave. He's so close to it, but he only has the BF Sword component. That pick means pretty much a free Infernal.
Well, Xie and Condi are going to look over here, but look, all 5 members of Aimee on this Dragon. Can Condi actually get the steal? His stealing has been good, but it's not going to happen. Jin Zhao, in fact, locks that one up. The next Dragon is going to be another Infernal. This is a very different story, game number 2 for Aimee as they get their first Dragon of the series.
WE do have inside track on this mid tower.
Teleport going to come out. Barrel set up to try and get some damage onto Amazing J. Stop that home guard as Condi takes a lot of damage. The Echo gets himself in there.
This is just a wash. Make sure that they can't immediately turn on the Baron. Again, Aimee still have great threat on that, but otherwise just get Mystic back, get to the power spike that you set up originally, and Zero, don't defuse a 3-minute setup play again.
Yeah. Amazing J can't get himself the red buff. Oh, Voidless, you jerk! Steals away the blue buff. 2.5 thousand gold, the lead for Aimee. 25 minutes into this game, WE. This was back in time a little bit, as Frostgrain has a bit of a giggle about something that I'm unaware of.
It's Mystic. Can you imagine how tilted he is probably right now?
Oh, no.
He's like, I'm so close to this win condition, and you get caught.
Yeah, he has at least a pickaxe. So now looking for 1,400 gold.
1425.
1425, whatever. Jin Zhao gets himself his red buff at the other side of the rift. And Athena putting the pressure on. Aimee now congregating around this Baron. Wards being removed. As Xie giving a lot of respect to the possible catch potential of Aimee.
Well, Aimee are strong right now. Malzahar has his 2-item power spike, as well as Jin having that Duskblade, as well as the Ghostblade.
Well, both of them stunned here in this 1v1, but oh my goodness,
Surprise.
it isn't. Jinjiao throws down the curtain call. And 957 says this was not a gentleman's agreement. As Athena gets flashed on, Condi grabs the kill. Rhodes going to die. 2 easy ones for WE in the mid lane in response.
And all Aime had to do was just be behind the tower during that play.
Well, this outer turret is going to go down. 4 members of WE that are still alive are going to keep shoving through. Mystic, a lot of damage on these structures as the Deadly Flourish is going to be avoided by everyone. Claw comes in as Xie just zoning as best he can. Avoidless a fair bit of damage as Condi gets them away. Headbutt pole though, and Jinjiao delivered to the team. WE turn it on here at 26 minutes.
And Aime, you guys were set up for success. You just made a great pick. All you needed to do was recoup your losses, move to the mid lane, and slow down Team WE. But again, the siege potential of this team, if the wave clear isn't there, which Athena was immediately deleted, he will take down all of the structures with him because there is no one else that can stop and clear creeps.
957 gets himself back into the bottom lane as if nothing had happened. Does have his Spirit Visage, and I'm actually looking over towards this Baron.
This is just desperation at this point.
Well, everyone's still moving out of the base. Infinity Edge is done by Mystic. So it will be huge if they actually start up a fight here, but I may decide not to.
Remember that window in game number 1 where Team WE were trying to make plays happen in the mid lane? Yeah.
The square window?
Into the bathroom.
Window? Okay, got it. Yeah, that one.
And Team W managed to climb in through that. You know, we're all over the sink and just wrecked Aime's house.
I don't know why they started with the sink.
Aime are in that very similar scenario where the window has now shut because Sivir has that Infinity Edge, and this is like their desperation Hail Mary play.
Well, no stun to come out from Amazing J as the Baron only down to half health now. WE are able to move themselves into position. Zero, of course, a lot of engage power.
Well, it's fine.
This is an angry-looking cow. Road taking a lot of damage, and they've engaged onto the cow. We'll see whether this is actually going to work as the Curtain Call's looking to try and lock him down. Dash Cannon does a lot to Road and Avoidless, and the Curtain Call doesn't find the kills, but Mystic, very, very low, needs to start life-stealing to get that health back.
Good news for Aime, they did force the teleport out of 957, so WE no longer able to play with that split pressure on the bottom side of the map. They do stop the Baron, but again, that window for Aime to be effective before they start needing more items on Jhin, before he picks up super late game, starts about now.
Yeah, 957 almost caught out. Ionian and Fervor not able to do too much when there's actually no one there.
I feel like Jin's in a very interesting spot where he's just this god late game, but like super late game.
Yeah.
And between his 2-item initial power spike with the penetration build, he comes into this bit of a trough. And we're just about to hit that moment.
Well, speaking of trough, Voidless in a whole host of trouble. That auto attack went a long way, but Mystic unable to lock down the kill. Already had a GA at the same time, so would have taken some time.
And everything's fine.
Yes, we're all right now. As Jinjiao, oh, don't poke your head in. Xie is on the prowl. He's not good.
He is.
Oh, he's got Road.
They scared them off with the Void Rush. Even though a Voidless didn't go to that side of the map, they didn't have eyes on Rek'Sai, so really respecting Aime's composition still.
And now Mystic back to full health. There is at least a QSS now done for Jinjiao as he moves out of his base one more time. Good work, not overextending, but look at that lead. It's gone. 300 now as WE pulled it all the way back. Avoidless and Condi just spot each other out. Tunnel comes in, not a teleport.
Condi managed to get in control of both Scuttle Crabs. Very important because we're playing between another Infernal Drink as well as that Baron.
Yeah. Condi now looking for that burst damage onto this blue buff to try and lock it up. Doesn't get it. Deadly Flourish doesn't find anyone. And Aime still set up, but Condi doesn't want to make any aggressive plays as this dragon is going to be very important. WE really want to equalize and augment that mountain that they've already picked up.
And this is fine for WE. They have no problem fighting this. They feel that they're incredibly strong right now. They have all of the big items that they want, all of those big breakpoints. The only other thing that they're really waiting on is for 957 to get a GA. That's it.
Yeah. And as well, Mystic always has phenomenal timing on that spell shield as Amazing J. Looking for the flanking play over to the side. Parallel convergence is going to be important. Look at the pings coming in.
We said that this game was going to go to the classic 35-minute Team WE. WE, you got here.
Yeah.
You stalled out the tempo of the game. You paced it well. Now it's time to execute.
On the hunt has gone in as Amazing J looks to be the focus, but Condi doesn't get in. Curtain call comes down. Condi able to tank quite effectively as 957 getting in front of his team. But look at the knock-up as Road throws one through. Amazing J wants to find it, but the Gragas is still alive. Amazing J gets into the backline. Shie is popped as Mystic's trying to kite, gets himself in a decent position, and the ricochets are doing work, but can't follow up for more. And 957 is going to die. Double kill for Amazing J.
And WE are punished. It's time to shine. This is your moment, and you guys blundered the team fight. And now this is just going to be table scraps if Mystic can't get away.
Double Infernal Drake as well, as there's the boomerang blocked by the door, and Mystic, yep, you might be good at Sivir, but 3 people right on top of you ain't going to do nothing. And that is 2 Infernal Drakes for Aimee and 1,600 gold lead.
And now immediately turning on that Baron, a teleport is coming in, so Amazing J making sure that he's topped off and ready to tank this one up.
Yeah, 957 almost has his teleport. There's a ward in the back of this pit. Shie, he's going to be up in a few seconds. He can teleport to try and save this one, and Zero is in position. There it is, Condi over to the side. They're standing in a pit that does have a ward. Shie going to home guard his way through. Condi, the son of Baron, can you get it done? Body slams, he gets in the pit but doesn't get the Baron. Shie throws down the ultimate but not onto the right target as Jin Zhao just QSS's it. And Condi's going to die as well. It's a nightmare for WE.
From bad to worse for WE. They take a bad fight in front of the Dragon. It snowballs into a Baron, and then they throw away so many members. Aimee now in complete control. WE, again, you guys set this game up. You put yourself in this situation thinking that you could take that coin flip and win the team fight. You were wrong.
You certainly were, as the inner turret is now going to fall in the mid lane. There are so many creeps now knocking on the front door of WE. Without Condi, without Shie, they're not going to be able to do too much about this wave. They're relying on Mystic, who just can't move forward. Look at the parallel convergence from Amazing J. Gets himself the shield and secures this inhibitor turret. Mid lane inhib is going to fall down. And rinse and repeat now available for Aimee.
And now it's a question, how much more can Aimee get with this Baron buff? They've got 2 standing inners in the top and the bot lane. I doubt that they'll be able to break another inhibitor unless Team WE take a bad fight. But full control and opened up this gold lead to about 6K. Aimee looking much cleaner in game 2.5.
Yeah, so much cleaner. Amazing J clears out the remaining vision. His Echo always so strong, but now 507. If I'm not mistaken, that is 100% contribution for the top laner of Aimee.
Well, if we move 3 from 5 over to 7, it makes 10. Plus the remaining 2, that's 12. Yep. Nailed it.
Thanks, math teacher Froskerin.
I can't do math. I actually had to take off my shoes and use my toes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice work. You've got 6 on each. I'm just not going to go into it because it sounds frightening as 957 clears out this wave on the top side of the map. The Blade Surge looking pretty satisfying as he leaps around the minion wave, but is not going to be able to affect this push on the bottom side that Aimee are utilizing. It's in a turret, not long for the world, just evaporates.
Just destroying everything. Those semi-crits coming out of Jin, doing a lot of work, but can they continue to break another inhib?
Not entirely sure. Mystic at full health, gets hit by Prey Seeker, but doesn't do too much. 1 inhib, that's probably fine.
And
2
again,
inhibs, that's difficult.
If WE take a bad fight here and don't nail the execution, the game will end.
Well, Curtain Call comes through. They're looking for Mystic with the bullets. His parallel convergence is there as well. Road throws down the ultimate. Nice double knock-up as Mystic in decent position. The tower does fall down, but Road, he's well too far forward. There's a good body slam as a Voidless in trouble. That's going to be 2 falling down on the side of Aimee, but can Amazing J do it? He picks up 0. Now Mystic has to try and deal with the Echo. 957 goes down to his GA. In goes the Lissandra as Jin Zhao cutting out beautifully. He's going to fall as a double kill comes in, and Shie uses his Zhonya's, tries to get out of the way of all of the damage, but how is Amazing J still alive? Right there in the back line. Mystic is capable of keeping himself up as well, but has to flash out of the way, and WE lose their inhib.
That was almost a very bad fight, though. Mystic doing wonders, keeping WE in this game, although Athena is not done.
Athena, Amazing J, and Avoidless want to win the game right here. Nexus turrets are going to fall down very quickly as the Baron buffs here. Super minions are down. Baron just wore off. Avoidless taking a lot of damage. Nexus turret, one more auto and does get taken down. But look at the crits. Athena's going to die. Have they overstayed? As there's the flash body slam. Mystic picks up another one as Amazing J running for the hills. No mana to speak of. And WE want to pick this kill up. There's the slow. There's the boomerang, and that's the kill.
But it's just chump change in the end. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change anything. There's no Elder Drake that they can immediately run to. There's no Baron to take.
That's a good point. I got really excited.
The only thing it means is pocket gold.
Well, it's a bit of that. 7,000 is the lead approximately for Aime, however. And with an open Nexus and Amazing J on the map, is a terrifying thing to think of. Because now he can just solo win the game with his split push strategy.
There are so many win conditions for Aime at this point. They can look towards the Elder Drake using the 2 pressure points of the mid and bottom inhib down. They can wait for the Baron to respawn and use the pressure point of the bottom inhibitor down. They can use that teleport and just try to backdoor it because the Nexus is open.
There are a lot of opportunities here as WE just trying to put the pieces back together. Mid lane inhibitor going to be coming up relatively soon, but Aime now looking to get themselves into position. 7,000 gold, the Baron power play. That is huge, as this game was so close before that one team fight put it all in the wrong direction for WE. Aime really playing it out nicely.
And I'm glad that a team is punishing WE for not being proactive enough in the early game.
Yeah.
It feels like WE continuously decide to take their team compositions past 35 minutes, relying and thinking that they're just going to be able to out-execute their opponents, and they're very heavily punished this game. Great show from Aime.
No, it certainly was. All the vision in the base has been cleared. Aime not going to be able to get any teleports for a backdoor. But 957 clearing out super creeps on the bottom side. This minion wave, no longer super. WE will at least have only one inhib down to deal with, but Baron 1 minute away. Elder Drake still there. 957 and Shie waiting for a double teleport play. And will they be able to find it? Will they be able to get that trigger pulled at exactly the right place? That ward is placed terrifyingly well.
This is the Hail Mary. This is the ball down deep.
Oh, Jinjiao wandering over.
It also hits really nice cooldowns on the Elder Drake as well as the Baron, so if they can pull off a double TP flank, get to that backline and just delete Malzahar and Jhin before the fight starts, it could time nicely to swinging it into a Baron.
Well, at the moment, no more home guards there as the fight has started on Aime. The 3 members of WE trying to keep themselves alive, but look at this. WE turning it around. 3 versus 5. Mystic, has he been caught? 957 gets in there. Mystic with the shield. Amazing J's able to help Avoidless take it down, and look at Aime. So much damage. That is going to be the clean sweep, and WE are taken to a 3rd game, and the series is even.
And CA is way too late to that team fight. No one peeled from Mystic. They have the 3-item Sivir power spike, but if he goes down, there's no one able to execute on it.
He was trying to get the work done. It looked okay at the beginning, but unfortunately the tanky bodies in the front line were just too much, and WE were overrun. We've got a series on our hands for Oscar, and it looks like something from yesterday may have come over the team that wins game number 1. It was quite decisive for WE in both 1 and 0.5. Game number 2, very different story, and Aime looking like they're here to play, and we'll see whether they can turn this series around. Still have to win 2 more games in a row in this best of 5 series for 3rd place. So much on the line for Aime as well, as they want to try and get to that 1st position in the World's qualification gauntlet, as opposed to the last one. That is a massive swing.
And this is a big momentum swing for Aime, not just taking it to 3 games, but the fact that they beat the stock standard WE composition.
Yeah.
WE have so much comfort on these champions. Again, I like the fact that they go back to Jin Zhao. They give him a lot more hyper carry pressure. He came up massive, opening those curtain calls and setting Aime up for success in a lot of these 5v5s.
And I think that Jhin needs to just continue to be banned. It was banned in game number 1. And I think that that is very important for what I may want to get done here because he's just so good.
It's Jin in tandem with Amazing J's Echo. I said it before and I'll say it again. If you're going to ban any champion away from Amazing J, it has to be that Echo. It's his best performing champion. He always goes massive on it. And they proved in game one that they can work around the Shin and beat it. So I don't know why it was the target, leaving Amazing J on his power pick.
Yeah. And look at this. This was the fight that really sealed the deal for Aimee. They turned this into a dragon. They turned it then into a Baron. And despite the fact that Mystic was able to survive towards the bottom side, it did not last long.
And again, in that moment, WE are confident that they're going to come out on top. They got everyone to their breakpoints in the items. They know that they're strong in the 5v5. They controlled and slowed down the tempo of the game, and Aimee just punched them right in the teeth.
Yeah, they most certainly did. And despite Son of Baron getting into the Baron pit, making it a 50-50, it wasn't in the end. Hats off to Avoidless to try and keep that one happening as, yeah, Mystic just not enough peel for the Sivir in the backline. Xie can't get in there with the Claw. And the last team fight, overwhelmingly won by Aimee. Just straight, 5-0. That's how you win. That's how you win against WE as well, especially if you want momentum moving into another game. Because if they lose on their own terms, it's awful. And
it's this really frustrating dynamic and where Team WE had so many opportunities where they could have continued to play the early game. They're running around with a double teleport on the Lissandra up and available, and they still hold those cooldowns to use them defensively as opposed to proactively. And I think that was ultimately the downfall for WE.
Well, we'll see whether WE can make the adjustments and come back in game number 3. But we are going to go to a short break. When we get back, we'll see whether Aimee can do it, whether it's going to be WE bouncing back.